Hi everyone, welcome to RV Afterlife.
You were looking like I was supposed to do something.
Well, I don't know. We are at Great Basin National Park outside of Baker, Nevada. It is only 70 degrees, but it feels really hot.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this is our first time at this park, and we're gonna I know we have a cave tour planned, and I'm not sure what else we're gonna do, but let's go take a look at the visitor center and beyond.
See what we get into.
Yeah. There are two visitor centers here. This one is just outside of Baker, Nevada. Pretty humble little visitor center, but they have a video and a lot of good geological information. Very friendly rangers that are at the desk, and a nice little gift shop. Well, here's the second gift or visitor center. It's called the Lehman Caves Visitor Center, and look at the view from on top of this bluff.
Wait till we get on the porch.
Our first stop at 9,500 feet is Mather's Point.
This is the Mather Overlook, or Alana said Mather Point. It's a little over 9,500 feet here.
That is Wheeler Peak that has got the little bit of clouds over the top of it.
And it's raining.
And it's starting to rain. You can see the dark clouds rolling in. Wheeler Peak is we're at 10,000 feet. I don't know what Wheeler Peak is.
We'll have to look it up.
We'll have to look that up. Driving videos never show the beauty of an area as much as being there. The scenic drive at Great Basin National Park takes about an hour to get all the way to the top, which is where the hike for the Bristlecone forest is at, and you'll see a little bit about that later in the video. But the desert, or the high desert, is very dangerous. I mean, they always encourage you to bring a lot of fluids and drink a lot of water, like double what you normally would. But just like to let you see some of the incredible scenery. And as always, I think I'm doing these videos for me because I don't want to ever forget what we've experienced in these amazing places. Hopefully we'll get up to the areas where the really giant bristlecone trees are, but these are known to be the most ancient trees on Earth. And what you're looking at, a small tree, is probably about 4,000 years old. We are still very big fans of the old-fashioned still pictures, and these are some of the magnificent pictures that Roger caught with our Nikon camera. The glacier, as you can see, and then the horizon, it was just breathtaking. And this is what fall looks like in Great Basin. I don't really know if we'll make it up to the bristlecone forest that turns stormy almost every afternoon, but this tree is in the visitor center's nature trail, and you can see the way the weather just twists them from a very young age. We are anxiously awaiting the lodge room tour, cave tour at Lehman.
Because we love some caves.
Yeah, Roger's trying to talk himself out of it, but he's going to brave through it, I'm sure. And we'll show you a little bit of the cave here.
So, welcome everyone to the Gothic Palace. It's named that because you get these really impressive formations like this to my right here, and on the back wall as well, that happen to look a little bit like Gothic architecture. I'll let yourself right here. You're good.
The purple and greens did not show up on the video camera, so I was really glad that I had our old Nikon. If you're at all claustrophobic, this may not be the best cave tour for you, and it may be hard even to watch because you'll see the ceiling is quite low. Even I had to duck in several places. However, if you can manage the small spaces, the beauty was incredible. So this is the tunnel leaving the cave. So we got crazy and we decided to do an off-road tour, and this is kind of what we ran into. Yes, we had the clearance to get through, but in reality these roads are kind of meant for Jeeps or small razors or whatever they call them, but yeah, it was not a good idea for our big butt truck. The beauty was incredible, but Roger couldn't hardly take his eyes off the road because otherwise we were going to sideswipe a mountain or a tree, and there was just literally no place to turn around. You'll see in a minute that we finally had to figure it out. So the road got so narrow that we decided we better turn around, but he's going to go down around the corner and see if there's any place to turn around or if we have to back out of this. We ended up backing up probably about a quarter of a mile. So this is the result of Pole Canyon Road on the side of our truck. Roger says, it can buff out. We'll see. This signage talks about the grove of bristlecones that are over 4,000 years old in some areas, the resiliency of these trees to adapt to environments that other trees can't live at 10,000 feet. Carry our hiking shoes for this purpose. We are getting ready to start off on a 2.8 mile hike up to the Bristlecone Bristle Pine Forest, where some of the oldest trees in the world live. And so we'll
Isn't the oldest 44 or 4800?
let's see. Bristlecone is this way. We almost missed our first turn. When the National Park Service tells you that a hike is moderate,
The lion.
well, it's usually not really that easy.
Try to ask us.
Yeah,
We'll tell them.
this is mountain climbing to us. We were thinking that maybe this was going to be too much for us, but
I am still not convinced.
we just ran across people probably close to our age who said go for it. They live in Colorado, and these were some of the most spectacular bristlecones they've ever seen.
Yeah,
So,
but they're also from Colorado, no stranger to altitude.
right.
Altitude kicking our butts.
Well, I am glad I brought my walking stick. It may be a bit old-fashioned, but
Not as old-fashioned as mine.
it has saved my skin a few times. But look at how pretty the trail is already.
Don't look hard or you're going to fall on your face.
Yeah. A lot of trees down. I think the winters up here are harsh.
Yeah, over 10,000 feet in elevation. I think it's going to be harsh. It's already getting cold.
Yeah. We are starting to see some of the trees that are showing signs of twisting.
Do I understand correctly that these bristlecone pines last as long dead as they are living?
That's what I read too.
They don't decay?
No. And they get very well preserved in these high, dry altitudes.
You gotta at least take note of how destructive it can be.
Yeah. There's a line in a country song that just came to my mind. Of course, we're probably a mile and a half into this. What was I thinking? That's the line. You can't really take your eyes off of the path.
No, you
because
need
it's
to
so rocky.
concentrate on your walk.
And I should, but when I got a camera in my hand, you know how hard that is. So these are bristlecones. They're just not the ones we're looking for.
Probably up on the peak up there. They'll get all gnarled. I mean, even more gnarled. Just from the weather.
Anyway.
Look at this one. Turn the camera.
Oh, yeah.
That one's twisted beyond what you would think it would be able to endure. I mean, before breaking.
We were just saying that despite the abundance of pine trees up here, it does not smell like pine. Don't know if it's the time of the year or the type of the tree. When walking these paths, you really have to keep your eyes on the ground. However, I looked up just in time to see, whew, look at here. Look what's ahead.
That's going to be a 3-break hill.
We gotta get started then.
Yeah, we're going to run out of daylight. And I don't want to do that.
A little bit is for my granddaughter Leah. I don't know if this will pick up on the camera or not, but these rocks, which have some quartz in them, are almost purple with purple stripes. And they're sparkly, Leah.
But we can't bring you one.
Yeah. Kind of against the law in a national park to pick up the rocks, but we're thinking of you, honey. Break number 3, but we're almost to the top.
Heard that before. It's bristlecone pine up the hill there from where the trail is. I'm having a hard time holding the camera steady. There's another one up the trail, right there. I'd be curious to know if there was an age put to these trees. That's the tree line right there.
We came around the corner and look at what the sun is shining on. The rock almost looks glassy.
I wonder if over to the right of the trees on our trail, or just to the left of the tree limbs, I wonder if that's a glacier.
Well, it's
definitely snow.
Yeah.
If not a glacier. There's a glacier up here. We're just not going to get that close to it, I don't think.
No, but it's getting colder.
Yeah, so let's move it. What's the Leah rock? The one in black?
Okay, there's a good Leah rock. It's purple with a dark purple stripe. This is probably the craziest trail we have ever taken. Look at that tree though. Spectacular.
Look. Pretty old.
Yeah, this one has to be old.
Oh, wow.
Aren't these some spectacular pictures? It was absolutely worth the torturous hike it took to get there. Finally made it to the interpretive portion. It took us longer than I thought it would. Probably a couple hours to get up here. And we're losing daylight. And there's still more to it. We could take the rest of the loop around, but I think we're going to have to be satisfied with what we see here. The sign says that some of their trees in this forest are some of the oldest living trees in the United States. Several of them are 5,000 years old or more. And I guess I've heard, I haven't researched this myself, that the oldest living tree in the world is in California, and it is named Methuselah. Have a very slow growing, very short growing cycle because they are at such high altitudes and the conditions are so harsh that they only grow at a rate of 1 inch a year. But we're losing daylight and we're going to have to call it a day. These are the even more spectacular trees that were all the way at the top. We just couldn't hardly get enough of photographing them. And then of course here's our mountain man posing next to one. And an alpine lake as a little bit of a bonus.
This is Lake Theresa. They say it's only 1/10 of a mile from the main trail to the...
No, it's 9/10 of a mile from the trailhead.
But from that split back there, where we saw the sign, it was 1/10 of a mile. But man, it was a hard 1/10. This is a 10,230 feet.
But you can see the glacier, so that's
yeah. Yeah, it's all worth it. Well, I might reassess that.
That came years and years and years ago.
How far down you want to go?
I want to go to the water's edge.
I was afraid of that. Never climb over this log without spilling my beans. Watch those branches sticking out.
There you go. My foot caught. Here's a path over here without falling over everything.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. If we'd have tried this a month ago when we were in Colorado, I think I'd have died on the trail.
But he has lost 30 pounds.
32.
32. And breathing better.
Hey everybody, we're tired. We just finished the Bristlecone Pine Grove whatever hike. I think they lie to you when they tell you how long the hike is. They said it was how long?
They said it was a round trip 2.8 miles, but according to the markers on the trail, it's almost 4.
And it's one of those trails that it's all uphill everywhere, there and back. A lot of rocks, a lot of climbing in rocks. I think this is the hardest hike I've done since I was working with Karen Cooper in the Explorer Post, and we went to the Appalachian Trail for a few days. I think this was, well, that was also 25 years ago.
Over 20 for sure.
Yeah. It was not as hard as this was. But we are a little older. Yeah, we're over 10,200 feet at most places on the hike, I think. What's your impression?
Oh my gosh, I'm glad we
taking a day off.
I'm glad we did it, but my legs and hips are screaming. That is the hardest hike I've ever done, and thank God we took our walking sticks, because we both would have
Old Faithful right here.
bit the dirt a long time. Yeah, he's had that since the Appalachian Trail.
Yeah.
I would say I'm glad I did it. When the park department says moderate,
Am I?
I wouldn't take those hikes. That's our last moderate hike. But Great Basin only has a couple of easy hikes, and
We thought we were better than that. We
and I
were wrong.
really wanted to see the bristle pines, and that's something that's very unique here. So
Well, the bristle pines and the scenery is stunning. Right in front of us is an aspen forest.
yeah. And we did come
Way up there on the
across-
hill, some bristle pines.
Yeah. We did come across an alpine lake. It'll be in the video.
Lake Theresa.
Lake Theresa. So that was kind of a nice bonus. But it's cold. I mean, as you saw in the video, there's a glacier on the mountain. That's the smaller of the two. But I don't know what the temperature is, but it
Feels like it's below 60.
I don't know how you can be sweaty and cold all at the same time. So
let's wrap this up.
Yeah, we're going to probably try to do some dark sky gazing tonight, but we're not
from our campground.
From our campground, we're not going to go to the park. But anyway, so this is it for us at
Great
Basin National Park. It is a beautiful place, very remote. We did hear one of the rangers say yesterday that it only gets about 140,000 visitors a year. And it seemed kind of busy, but not horrible.
Not crowded, not an inconvenience by any stretch. It was, compared to your big national parks, this was deserted.
Yeah, and it's a very small parking lot, and there was always room for our big butt truck. So I think we'll call this a night.
Yep, we're out.
See you next week. Bye. You don't accidentally get to Great Basin National Park, but if you choose not to go, I hope that you have enjoyed our little glimpse of it and enjoy these last few sunset pictures.